Hi, everyone. This is Nanette Polito of the Spectacular Entrepreneur Show. And you see a face here that you've not ever seen before, but she's always in the background. That is Jennifer Henderson. She is our technical advisor. Most of you are going to love her voice because she's from Ireland and the UK. So she is amazing, and she really helps us. So here's our deal to make this a little fun today. Is that Mike and Eddie are kind of missing in action right this second. As you can tell, we're using a new platform and we're all getting used to it. And we had a little technical difficulties getting started today. We know Eddie is definitely trying to get on. We have not found Mike yet, but he is trying to get on. But we're here and we're going to move forward with the show. And we're supposed to, today we're talking about pitching your business. And I'm going to be honest because this is who I am. I did not come with content because Mike and Eddie have the content. However, I am great at winging it, but I'm going to use your help to wing it. Because as you know, we want this to be an interactive show. And today is going to be the true test. And I can see that there are some of you out there watching this show live right now. So there is a chat button, and we'd like you to chat with us and tell us some ideas about how you pitch your business. And let's just start out. I will start out a little bit about this. We pitch our businesses everywhere. Everywhere you go, you are a representation of your business. So how you pitch your business is really up to the things that you're doing. Before we go any further, Jennifer, would you like to say anything to our crowd here?
No, it's just great to be with you today, Nanette. What I will say is that I am from Scotland.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not from Ireland.
I am so sorry.
So I will just correct that little bit. So yes, I'm joining you from in the UK, originally from Scotland, and I've been always in the background of the Spectacular Entrepreneur Show, and it's just a delight to be able to get this. And just fingers crossed that this new platform will get secure and we'll be able to get a great interactive show going.
And we will, because actually we have been playing with this, and we've actually had some great slides, and it runs very easily, except for some reason I don't know what happened, and Eddie's having a problem getting on. I know he's tried a couple of times and he's tried. So we'll just keep going here and giggle with us, help us out. But it is a great time for you to really help and participate with us. And that is one of the questions I'm going to ask you. So in the chat boxes, if you could please put in, tell us some of the ways that you pitch your business. And how do you pitch your business? And where are you pitching your business? And why are you pitching your business to the crowd that you're actually pitching it to? Because all of those things are very important. If you are part of the Asentiv program and you're watching this, you know that one of the things that we really teach is all about is who is your target market and how do we hit that target market? Because we have to be aiming for something. If you play darts and you have a dartboard in front of you, where do you get the most points? Well, you get the most points at the bullseye. So some people will say that they don't want to be specific about a target market because of the fact that they feel like they're losing clients by trying to specify who they're looking for, where actually it's just the opposite. They're losing clients by not being specific and giving us all something to shoot for. Because we all have to remember that the anybody, somebody, everybody actually equals nobody. So, isn't that true?
Very true.
It's very true. So pitching your business starts first with your image. What is your own image? Because people are looking at you and they're making an impression of you. And it takes 3 seconds now. It used to be 7, but now it's 3 seconds from the time a person lays their eyes on you that they are making a decision about you. 3 seconds. I mean, that's an amazingly short amount of time, and yet they're making that snap decision. And then I always say, and then you open your mouth, and then the whole decision could go in another direction, right? So they're making that decision and they're deciding, are you someone that they want to do business with? So pitching your business actually starts right here. And then you get into, what are you saying about your business? Are you being engaging? Do they want to continue a conversation with you? What are the things that they need from you in order to understand if you are the right person for them? Jennifer, do you have anything to add into any of this that I've said so far?
No, a couple of things. One of my key things, obviously, I love technology. I am a systems specialist, so I go around and I help people with lots of CRM systems. And one of the things I do say to people is, in being specific and thinking about how to pitch your business and how we talk about that, don't say the anyone, everything, anywhere. I like to say to people, think about people's brains as big CRM systems. So all of our contacts in our big brain, and when you start to narrow it down, we're starting to filter and segment through our CRM system to get the right outputs for the people that we want to be talking to and how we want to pitch to them. So that's just my take on how that works. But yeah, I was speaking to some friends today. I was doing some video work with a branding company this morning, funnily enough, and we were talking about how people need to pitch their business through branding and how they need to represent their business and how that first touch point is so important when you are looking, and the overall impression. And for me, I guess it starts from the company's vision, and it starts from the company's values. So maybe, Nanette, if you just want to talk about how values actually then starts to impact on pitching the business and how the reputation comes from the very beginning of having the right values and the right mission statement.
That is so very true. So many people go into business. I work with people all the time who just go into business, they jump into business, and then I have them do this really interesting little worksheet we do, which is called core values. Because when you're in business, you are bringing your values to the business. And by the way, all your clients might not be the right clients for you because they may not have the same values as you. Simon Sinek, I love what he says. You always want to draw towards you the people who believe what you believe. And what that means is that you're drawing the people towards you that are have the same type of core values that you actually have. Those are the people that you're going to actually be able to work with. And when you get your core values out there, in your mission statement, that's one of the main places that you want to have a mission statement. And if your company doesn't have a mission statement, please get one. Talk to someone. Talk to an Asentiv franchisee and get them to help you develop a mission statement. Because a mission statement is one of those things that when you read it, you should be saying to yourself, because it's so full of your values and what you want to do, that when you read it, you say, that's what I do. And when your clients read it, they go, that's what they do for me. And when your people who you want to be your clients, or the people who are the right people to be your clients, read it, they go, that's what I want them to do for me. So that's how important it is. Values in a business is one of the main factors. I tell the story about, and mission statements is about actually Referral Institute, now Asentiv, and BNI. They were both started by the founder, Dr. Ivan Meisner. And I asked Ivan this question once. I told this story as just a summation at one point. I just believed that this is what had to have happened. And then I did ask him eventually, and he was going, that is what happened. Is that he had BNI. And if you're familiar with BNI, that is a referral networking group of people who get together, share their contacts, they help each other grow their business, they train each other, and they send out, and they're a sales team for everybody. And he was writing these books, putting this material together. He had all this great content. And someone came to him and said, you know what? You need to put all this training. You've got to develop this into training. And you've got to put this into BNI. And he actually did the perfect tool with the mission statement. And that was, he went back to the BNI mission statement and he read it. And he said, this type of training doesn't belong in BNI. The world needs this training, but what it doesn't belong in BNI. So I'll go start another company and we'll do that training from that company because that's a different market. It's different people, and it doesn't muddy the waters. And if you look at some companies, and the one I like to use, so if you happen to be a State Farm agent out there, please don't hate me, but it is the one I like to use because if you know State Farm here in the United States, it's an insurance company. And I grew up with State Farm. State Farm did homeowners insurance, commercial insurance, but it was all about protecting the buildings, protecting the things you love. Well, now State Farm is into everything. They want to do everything for you. They want to do your mortgage. They want to do your financial planning. They still want to do your insurance. I mean, and the list goes on. And the waters get muddy there because it almost makes them not look like the experts they are anymore because of the fact they're making themselves too thin. So that's why your values come into play and your mission statement comes into play, because when you start to make those different decisions about your business, or someone comes along and says, I've got a great idea, you take a step back first and say, wait a minute, is this where my company and the values of my company were going? Is this what they wanted to do? So you have to make sure that you keep heading in the right direction. And maybe it is the start of a different division, or it's the start of a new business. But don't muddy the waters on your business because you want to keep your values and your mission intact and moving forward. And by the way, the mission statement is important and your values are important in promoting your business when you pitch it. Because you do want those potential clients to understand what your values are when you're pitching your business to them. So that was really good. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're very welcome.
I greatly appreciate this. So let's see. Has anybody given us any? Where's my computer just went off here? Let's see. No one has given us a chat message yet. So remember,
Shocking. Come on, people.
We're looking for your help. We are looking for where do you go pitch your business. I love to pitch my business at Chambers of Commerce's. I love going to meet those people. As you know, that's a casual contact organization. I go in prepared. I know what I'm going to say. I try to find out actually who's in the room. So that way, when I'm in the room, I know who it is I really want to speak to. And then any of the other people I speak to are really bonuses. And that's exactly how I look at them. That's one of my favorite places to actually go and work. Chambers of Commerce's can be great referral source people for you over there. They can be great connections, but you have to work a chamber. Now, do you guys have chamber over in the UK?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, very active.
And they're very much like ours, right? They take in anybody and if you just become a member, anyone can become a member. Yeah. Yep. So they're very similar to ours here. But you have to work a chamber. You have to become visible. You cannot join a chamber and go in to pitch your business and just think that you're going to do it every so often at an event. You have to make yourself visible. You need to become involved. You need to do things for them. And then, because I will tell you, they will become great pitchers of your business for you when you really go and support them. So that's one of my favorite places to pitch my business. Some of the other places you can pitch your business is your churches. Oh, by the way, another one that I love that people don't even think about is your kids' events. I had kids and I sat in stands with parents for weeks after weeks at practices and games and things like that. And what would happen is that you sit there and you get to know these people and you get to talk to these people. And in some cases, they almost become family, for a short amount of time when your kids are in high school, grade school, because they're all growing up. They become like family. And yet we don't talk about what we do. And we should be talking about what we do. You should be asking them, what do they do? And here's the key. You should be asking them when pitching their business, it's not about you. Take the me out of the conversation and make it about them and ask them what they do. And then the big question is always well, how can I help you? How can I help you?
Yeah.
People love to help people, and people love to be asked, how can I help you? And here's the thing, you're planting a seed in their brain that you are willing to help them. So it's really important that you actually do get out there and ask those questions. But those people, you get to know those people. Help those people. Support those people. That's a great place to pitch your business. And guess what? We have some people. Priscilla, I love you, Priscilla. Thank you for writing something. And it says, I pitch at women's events. Absolutely. That's a great place to pitch your business. I'd love to know what kind of business you are and how do you pitch your business. If you could tell us that would be great. She writes, I'm a college advisor coaching teens from the high school to college process. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Gray wrote it won't connect. So I guess Gray's having a hard time connecting. But Priscilla, thank you so very much. What kind of women's events are you pitching at, Priscilla, would you say? Are they strictly like we have eWomen's Network, that's a women's event. We have the Chamber has what's called Women's Initiative. Is that those type of women events? I know I'll give you a moment to type here and answer that question for me. But those are great things, and there are men's things. You know, and you have Rotary, you have Kiwanis, because if you're a person of great service and you want to help, you have all of those places to pitch your business. What are you saying when you pitch your business? Is it a sales pitch, or are you causing what I call the networking wall to go up, or are you talking to them from a place where you're trying to engage them? I really hope all of you out there have understand your why. Why do you do what you do? Because when you have your why, I think it really does help you in the next things that you say. I'll give you an example for myself. I will go to networking events, and sometimes depending on the personality type that we're in front of, I will start the conversation up by smiling at them and saying, they'll say, what do you do? And I'll say, I love what I do. And they'll say, really? And that just alone stops people. Because how many people stop and say, I love what I do? They don't. So when a person says that, that's already engaging. And then I'll say to them, yeah, I really love what I do. Actually, it's really kind of funny. I have this really awesome baseball bat. And what I do is I take my baseball bat and I pass it forward to really teach business people on how to hit home runs. And I'll get these looks sometimes. And, some people will giggle and they'll, whatever. But it's okay because you know what's happening? The networking wall's not going up. They want to know more about what am I talking about. And then I'll say to them, well, and I have to tell you, it's not because I love baseball. It's because there was a time in my life that I needed to be empowered. And when I was empowered, someone put a baseball bat in my hand. And I realize now that that was a life-changing moment. And then when I looked back in my life and I started to move forward, I realized my whole life, I've been making sure that I've been handing that baseball bat forward to help people become successful. And that's what I do. That's all I want to do is help people become successful. Do you think they want to know more? And I'm talking from here and not here. How many times do you walk up to someone and say to them, what do you do? And they give you the clinical answer. I'm a banker. I'm a mortgage loan officer. I'm a financial planner. I'm. And I tell you, they can feel that wall just go right over up over their heads. In some cases, they can't even see the sun shining anymore because people are thinking, I don't want you. I don't need you. I have one already, or whatever their list is. So you need to understand your why. You need to understand what you're doing. We all have it in us. We have different whys for different things. But you need to figure that out. And again, I'm going to give another plug for the Asentiv franchisees owners out there. They can help you get to your why. They know how to do this. We've all been trained in it. We all get it. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, because we want to help you in pitching your business, because that's a huge part of pitching your business, is getting to the people emotionally. We actually call it in Asentiv the emotionally charged connection. And I know that there are some of you out there who just listened to everything I said to you and went, well, that's a little too corny for me. That's okay. I said I don't use that in front of everybody. I use it in front of some personality types, and in others I may say something a little bit different because I know I want to honor their personality type. But it's huge. It's all about engaging. It's about making them feel like I'm not trying to sell them. I'm trying to educate them on what I do. Because I have to tell you, you shouldn't be selling the person in front of you. You shouldn't be pitching your business to sell them. Once you make a person feel like you're their target, they feel like they got the target on their head and they're just waiting for you to shoot them. And it's like, that's not what they want. But when you are trying to educate them so they can help you, or they can pass your message along, and they start thinking about who is a good referral for you, that's when you're pitching your business the right way. That's my opinion. I just feel like no one wants to be sold to. They want to be educated. They want to be able to know that they are making the right decision for themselves or the people that they're going to refer to. And this is where I'll take a deep breath and let Jennifer say anything she'd like to say.
I was just about to say, you're getting some great comments coming in here. Priscilla, exactly. It is about starting with the why, and you are in a great opportunity here. You've said here in our chat that most people have never heard what I do, which makes it hard not to explain or hard to explain. And you have an absolutely amazing opportunity with that. If people haven't heard about what you do, and you can start to pitch your business about why you do it, particularly with what you do in terms of helping to coach people through that college process, then they are going to start building that engagement with you, and they're going to start asking you the questions, which allows you to then give more information and pitch the business because you've already got that level of interest from them. Christian has commented in saying, I always try and build rapport and see for commonality first. Exactly. Then I go further as I to share about what I do. Exactly what, and Nanette was just saying there. Getting that rapport, getting that connection. And we talk about gut feel. We talked about the 3-second rule at the beginning. And you do get that gut feel for people. Now, that's great on a face-to-face. That's fantastic when we're out there and we're talking to people and pitching business face-to-face. How do you start to do that when you haven't quite got that ability to get the rapport? How do you pitch your business effectively when you are earlier on in the sales funnel, or earlier on in the connection and the marketing funnel before you manage to get to the face-to-face? So, a couple of things is, and again, everything hangs around values. Your website. What does your website look and feel like when somebody arrives on it? What is the communication style that you are looking at and making sure that you are getting that information over? How are you using all this new technology that's out there to us? Videos, these webinars, they inject a communication strategy, and they connect a way of being able to pitch your business at the right level by being able to get those values and that referability, that relatability over without having to meet people. I'm sure we've got people on from all over the world here today. Now, we're never going to be able to meet everybody face to face in the world, but by being able to pitch our business in different styles and different ways, our personalities and our values will be able to come through in our marketing, which will help to take people down that marketing funnel until we arrive at them. I was speaking to a great contact of mine today, a very good friend of mine, and we were talking about an estate agent over here, realtor, as you call them in the US.
Oh yeah.
And he was talking to us about how he's changed his business. Now, he used to spend nearly £40,000 on print advertising in the local papers. And he stopped all that advertising. He took the decision that was, it was not working for him, and he took that money away and went into a different way of engaging and pitching his business. And he invested in 3D, the drones. He invested in cameras to take you through the property before you actually got there. And what he said is that what he's found is that the way that he is now pitching the business, the way he is now pitching the property, people are far more engaged by the time they actually come to him, that his conversion rate is far higher because they have done all the pre-work of giving them the people that actually contact the office, the people that ring and make the inquiry have already been given so much information that they are in the position of being ready to buy, and therefore their conversion is much higher. They are spending less time having to qualify the leads, because the way that they have taken the people through the marketing funnel has pre-qualified themselves for them. And so their staff and their teams are able to manage the client and get the right service to the client because of how they have changed pitching their business and what they have done. And I just thought it was a fantastic example of how we can use different ways of pitching our business. We can use different technologies to engage with our clients and create that great opportunity in order to pitch the business, but also then to get the right information at the right time to the right person, which allows the conversion rates to go up in how we're pitching, because they are the right people speaking at the right language.
That is awesome. I love that. That is awesome. You said she said something very valuable to us. So what does your website look like? Actually, what does all your marketing material look like?
Yeah.
It's got to be consistent. Think about it. If I said to Golden Arches, what do you think of? McDonald's. If I say swoosh, what do you think of? Nike. You have to make your marketing material consistent all the way through, so that almost to the fact that if someone just saw your logo, they know it's you, or at least your target market recognizes that logo enough that they know, hey, I know what that business is. That's the business I do business with, or I want to do business with them. So you have to make sure that all of your material, everything you're using, websites, envelopes, letterhead, brochures, flyers, anything you're using, all has to be consistent. Same colors, same logo, same font, everything. It's really, really, really important, because pitching your business, that's part of being consistent and getting out there so that people really know who you are. I came up with a couple of other ideas while Jennifer was speaking. She sparked a few other things for me here. One of them was about testimonials. Here's the thing. It's not about just you pitching your business. What are your people saying about you? Are you training your referral partners and the people you want to pitch your business? Are you even telling them what you want to say? I really find that that's one of mistakes that business people make. They kind of like explain to people what they do and think that people are going to go out and just be able to tell other people about what they do. When really what they need to do is say, hey, when you're in front of this person and it's this situation, this is what I really need you to say about me. And I will say for you, what you need to start asking the question is, of the people you want to pitch, your referral partners, you should be saying to them, hey, what is it when I'm out there you want me to say about you? Get trained, because you want to have a consistent message all the way down the line. I love it when people walk up to me and they say, you're that baseball bat lady. Awesome. I got a trademark. It's awesome. I want to be known as the baseball bat lady, because it's ingrained in their head now. And then the reason is, it's not because I'm telling it everywhere. People are telling my story. I've trained them what it is that I want them to say about me, because I want them to share my why, so people understand why I love what I do. So you want to do the same thing. You need to figure out, what are people saying about you. And the other thing is that you can get pitched through testimonials. And actually in my class today, I was just talking about testimonials with my people in the room. And testimonials sometimes can be one of the hardest things to get. And sometimes we can be bashful about asking for them. Even myself, as much of a promoter personality that I am, I find it very difficult for me to ask people for actual testimonials. So you can do a couple of things. I love getting video testimonials, and you want to get video testimonials pretty much in the moment, because you'll get, so if you do something and they're really happy and they're all elated, say, hey, take your camera out right here, take your camera out and just do a quick 1 minute, doesn't have to be perfect, testimonial. We're not hiring professional actors and actresses here. We're hiring people who are talking about what we do from the heart, and they're going to generate great enthusiasm. Now, also, you may have some people that say, I'd love to write a testimonial for you, and you would love the testimonial from them because maybe you did an amazing job, because those testimonials are going to help in the pitching of your business. However, maybe they never get around to it. Call them up and say, hey, I know you're probably really busy. How about if I jot a few notes down here and I'll write up the testimonial for you. I'll send it to you. You can edit it any way you want and then send it back to me. I think that's another great way to pitch, to help pitch your business. Get those testimonials. Get a whole slew of them. Think about this. In the world of reviews, we all read them. A review is a testimonial. It's just a different name. So you want those reviews. You want those testimonials. And people actually, again, I cannot never say this enough, people love to help people. So just ask. They'll help you. And then if they're busy, help them to get to the goal line, because that's all you want to do. One other thing I want to talk about too is it's about pitching your business when you're not really pitching your business. And I just heard I was at a conference, and the founder and CEO of Sundout Cards was there, and he spoke. And he told a great story. And I'm not going to get the story exactly right, but I'll give you the gist of it. So if you happen to be out there and you hear it and you're going to be like, well, it's not exactly right, I get it, but it's close enough to being right. He told a story about, if you're not familiar with Sundout Cards, it is a service that you can get, and you can take pictures on your phone and create these really cool cards and send them right out to people. It's really inexpensive. It's really an awesome tool to have in your toolbox. However, what he was telling us about was there was a State Farm agent. So it was a State Farm agent. They are good State Farm agents. I will say good things about them. Don't hate me if you're a State Farm agent. He was a State Farm agent, local in a small town, and some girls' team won some championship, and he happened to see it online somewhere in a news feed, and they had a picture of the team there, or a few pictures of the team, and the coach was there, and so he created a card for the coach, and it was a picture of the team on the front of the card, and then what he did was, in the inside of the card, he just wrote, we'll say the coach's name was Bob. He wrote, Dear Bob, I saw your great success with our local girls. I just want you to know that we really appreciate your taking the time and guiding these young ladies to greatness. Sincerely, and we'll call him Charlie Long. I don't remember the names, Charlie Long. And all he did was sign Charlie Long and his telephone number. He didn't say anything about being a State Farm person. He did not say anything else to advertise himself. His return address was probably just his real name, his name with no State Farm on it. And so Bob got the card in the mail. And it just really touched him to think, oh my God, this was really nice. So you know what he did? He picked up the phone and he called Charlie. And he said, hey, I just wanted to call to thank you for that card. I really appreciate your taking the time. And they chatted a little bit about the girls and everything. And then Charlie said to Bob, by the way, what do you do? And he said, oh, I'm a State Farm agent. And he said, really? He said, my wife and I are buying a house and we need homeowners insurance. Can you give me a quote? That was not that guy's intention at all. But it was a relationship builder. And it started by touching him emotionally. And what a better way to really start a relationship. And I'll take it one step further. We here have a thing in Cincinnati called the Taste of Cincinnati. And one of my former students actually is a chef. He owns 3 restaurants here. I'll give them a little plug. Alfio's Juan Sebo, Butcher and Barrel, and Che. And Alfio they have 3 awards they give. They give best appetizer, best entree, and best dessert every year. And in the whole history of this, Alfio has been the only one who has won all 3 categories in 1 year, which is amazing. Well, this year, that was about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. This year, he won 2 out of the 3 categories. So there's another fun app out there. Should you do send out cards, I'll do another little plug. It's called Fun Photo AI. And you could take a picture. So I took a picture of they have these template pictures. One of them is a guy reading a newspaper. So you really see the newspaper and just some of the guy. You don't see a lot of the guy. And you can insert the picture into the headline of the news and then have a headline. So I made him a send-out card that said, Alfio's wins again. And I put a picture of the tiramisu that won as the front page picture of the newspaper. Well, let me tell you, he was on the phone calling me up a few days later saying, oh my God, that card you sent me was amazing. And my whole point to this is, again, what you're doing is you're doing something from them. Remember that take the me out of it and put the you into it? That's pitching your business. What can you do to help them? What can you do to lift them up? That's what this is all about. So that's another great tool. I just wanted to share that with you, and I will take a break now and let Jennifer say something. I'll breathe for a minute here.
I was going to say there's lots of content. I can see how passionate you are about helping clients with all of this.
I am. I really am passionate.
It's great. I think one of the things that I'd like your take on as well is we often hear the phrase, perception becomes reality.
Yeah, exactly.
So, when you're looking at your brand, you're looking at your image and how you want to pitch that business. I think really for me, it's about looking at things with a fresh pair of eyes. So when you're pitching your business and you're looking at things, look at it from your client's perspective. Look at it as how they would receive the information. But first of all, what is it that you're wanting to say about your business? How do you want your business to be perceived? Write down keywords. Do you want to be professional? Do you want to be fun? Do you want to come across as very corporate? Do you want to come across as family friendly, children friendly? Think of all the things that you want to be known as, and how you want to be, how you would prefer your business to be pitched, and then look at everything around you and say, does that match how I want to be perceived? Because if you can match that perception and you strive towards doing that, when you start to pitch your business and you are looking at how that business is represented out in the great wide world and through your marketing, you will be able to match it. You will be able to then say, okay, actually, that's what we're known for. That's what we've put our feet in the ground for. We've taken a stand. This is what we want to be known for. And everything that we do is built around that. And people will be able to see that through all of your communication strategies, through all of the channels that you are using. And as that then develops, and as Nanette's been saying about your word of mouth, that is the message that is then taken from person to person in person, so that when they're asking for a particularly great family-friendly restaurant or a particularly, fun company to work with, then that's what is in the hook. That's what's there, driving people to recommend you and to introduce you as that type of business. So it's all about, the way that you want to be presented. How are you then matching and pitching that to match the perception, to make that reality for you? And then for me, it's then just around looking at your processes. I'm a systems person. I look at processes. I work with business owners, helping them to look at their process flows throughout the business. So, map it out. What do you want? What are all the touch points that you have with a client? And what perception and what do you want to have happen, and what information are you wanting to be given at every touch point in every way? What are the upsells? What could be the cross sells? How do you then engage with them on a more consistent basis? How do you continually drip feed them with great content? How are you creating that great content? And again, it is about social information. What the person I was speaking to this morning, he came up with a fab new word that I meant to write down. It's called edutainment, Nanette. Edutainment.
Oh, I'm writing that down.
Isn't this fabulous? So it's education and entertainment. So how are we edutraining our people? How are we edutraining our target market, our clients, and how are we pitching our business through edutrainment with them? So there we go. My new word for the day was edutrainment.
Everybody write that word down, because it's a great word. And it is, I do believe it's a great thing to put in our head. We want to educate them and entertain them. And I don't mean entertain them like you have to be like, woo-hoo-hoo, but so they get it. They feel touched by whatever it is you're doing. I was doing a presentation yesterday, and actually I did the close. I didn't do the main presentation, but I actually did the close. And afterwards, Brennan came up to me and he said, he said, I got to tell you something. He said, they all clapped when you got done selling them. And I didn't even hear them because I was like in the moment, which was really kind of funny. And I said, they did. He goes, yeah, I don't know how you did that, but you made them feel so comfortable. Well, it was because, and he said, well, he shouldn't say it. He said, you became so relatable to them. You made it about them. You engaged them. You told stories about them in the room and then brought it back to the product that we were trying to sell. And so he said, I just can't believe that, you didn't hear them clap. I'm like, no, I really didn't hear them clap, but it's true. And that's what made me think of that, was because I think that's what I kind of did for them. I edu-trained them. And so it was awesome. It was really awesome. So I will say that we normally run the show for 45 minutes. And believe it or not, we did it, Jennifer.
We did.
I know. This is really awesome, I have to tell you. I don't even know if this was the content Mike and Eddie were going to bring to you. And if it was, I'm sure they'll bring their own version next month if it wasn't. But at least we were here and we did not want to let you down. Before we get off the air, though, because I believe on this platform, we really can't go backstage. Is that correct, Jennifer?
Yeah.
There's no backstage here. But we don't want to let the backstage part out. So we'll give you a couple minutes here. If there's any other questions you have for us or comments, be nice, by the way. But any questions you may have for us, we will see if we can answer them for you. So just put them in the chat box up here, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you. But we really appreciate, Jennifer and I truly appreciate all your patience with us today, allowing us to come into your offices and wherever you are right now and work with you and speak with you. And we promise we'll have slideshows in the future and other things. We ask you to come back. We'll have another show next month, and I'm sure everybody will be here and participating the way they're supposed to be. We just need to get through the little glitches that always comes when you have a brand new technology that you're getting used to. So if you have anything you'd like to write, that would be awesome. And if not, then we're going to sign out here. I'll just give you one more second. We'll sign out
Nanette,
here.
do you want to remind everybody about our next date, when our next event is, so that they can get it in their diaries now?
So the next one, I have to look it up, Jennifer. I have to honestly tell you. It's what is this? The third? Sorry.
Third Thursday.
You're right. I should have had this down. I was involved with the technology earlier today.
So I'm saying 21st of June we'll be back here.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah,
yes. So it's the 21st of June. I'm not exactly sure what the topic is going to be for that next month, but I will say this. You have been sending us information, and we've been gathering it about topics that you would like us to talk about. And we're going to actually be contacting a few of you to be coming on and participating with us with your questions, because we would like to start answering your questions for you. So I'm not sure if we're going to be starting that next month, because we might be really doing this again next month with the content that they really had. So I can't guarantee you what it's going to be. But that is something that we're going to be doing because we know that you actually want your questions answered, and we would love to do that for you. So with that, Jennifer, I just want to say thank you so much for helping me. Because I'm sure they did not want to listen to me for 50 minutes all by myself. So I really appreciate you sticking in there with me. I really do. And for everyone else out there, I just want to thank you. Thank you for joining us. Tell others about this. Tell them to come join us every month. We just want people's success. That's all we want. We want you to have the life that you want to have, and anything we can do to help you get there, that's what we want to do. So Nanette, Polito, Jennifer Henderson, we really thank you. Bye, everybody. Go forth, prosper, and we'll see you next month.